Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal. Good morning. Um, I'm up a lot later than I wanted to be this morning because I went to bed late because it was noisy upstairs, and I've got up about 9:15. Um, I am. I'm fine. It's Christmas and these kids make noise, and that's the end of it. I live in a block of flats, and the neighbour upstairs from me is one of the kids who's got very, very heavy feet. It sounds like an elephant. He must be large and very noisy, and how I managed to sleep till 9:15, I don't know. I thank the Lord above for that. It sounds like an elephant is landing, if you know what I mean. So it was quiet. I think the smaller kids had got up, or the other one was just quiet somewhere. And just now, it sounded like an elephant was walking across my ceiling, literally. I don't, it's kids, it's Christmas. Um, at least I managed to get some sleep. I was feeling a bit off colour as well last night. I suffer from heartburn, and you know, I want to try and get rid of that before it's Christmas Day so I can eat my Christmas dinner. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. It's Saturday, the 21st of December, and the weather outside here in Rochester, it's raining. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. I've had a visit from the Marvel character Venom, and he's a bit fierce. To hear from him, say, ask Venom if he likes Christmas.
Ask Venom if he likes Christmas. Alexa, ask Venom if he likes Christmas.
We love when people gather together. It's always fun to feast. Yummy!
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 9:03 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Saturday, the 21st of December.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 8 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 11 degrees and a low of 4 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a Christmas joke?
Waiter, waiter, this turkey tastes like old sofa. Well, sir, you did ask for one with stuffing.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include French official and statesman Emmanuel Macron, American actress and activist Jane Fonda, American actor and film producer Samuel L. Jackson, American stand-up comedian Ray Romano, and English-Canadian actor, director, producer, voice actor Kiefer Sutherland.
Alexa, who is Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer William Frederick Dempsey George Rufus Sutherland is a Canadian actor. He is best known for his starring role as Jack Bauer in the Fox drama series 24, for which he won a Primetime Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award.
Alexa, how old is Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland is 58 years old.
Grew up with Kiefer Sutherland as well, watching his films, and he sings as well, I believe. So he's a great actor, and we're all getting older. All of us from the late 60s have grown up now, getting older. So I was a 60s baby, me, born in the 1960s. Madonna is still going strong, and she was born in the 50s. So we all get older. No, well, if you're lucky enough to live to old age, you can't escape it. There you go. So people that are young and think someone my age is extremely old, hopefully will feel what I feel right now when they get to my age. fed up sometimes and grumpy, but not all the time. So yesterday was particularly bad. It was awful, but then you've got to say to yourself, it's Christmas. Next year I am going to try really so hard to move out of this place into somewhere smaller and more for my age group, right? Because there's a load of people in these flats with kids, and they really should stick people together, families together in a whole block, and older people together in an old block, because when you get older, the racket can be unbearable. It can. But because it's Christmas, I'm just making allowances for it. I'm not going up there and it makes me look like a mean old person. But if you were sat where I was sat, you will realise how loud it is, and it makes you jump out of your skin. Right? It is like the kid is really, really big. And when they run up and down the ceiling, it feels like my ceiling is caving in. So last night, it was particularly bad. There was loud music on, about 5:30, going on for an hour. And it was so loud that I couldn't listen to my television. So I put my Alexa on the fridge and I listened to music in my living room. I'm just being truthful and honest. I also put my radio on in the bedroom. It was bad. It's paper thin. I mean, if you can hear someone walking on the ceiling, you can hear them speaking, then you can realise how paper thin the walls are. It's like living in a cheap, seedy hotel. It is. When you can lie with your head at the back and hear people behind the wall. It is like that. So I had the Sainsbury's delivery coming and I was getting a bit stressed out. I wasn't angry and yelling, I was just stressed. You know how you keep it all inside and give yourself like a bad tummy? That's what I was doing yesterday, trying to keep it all in. And eventually the Sainsbury's guy came and he was very nice, but my Santa was obliterated, my chocolate Santa. Gave him that back. I'd spoken, while this horrendous noise was going on, I spoke to my mum over the phone to check she was okay, and she always mentions the word next. And next in my diary, when I wrote the diary, meant that someone had passed on. So, you know what I mean? I was getting more and more, like, stressed. By the second, I was getting all stressed out. And my mother was talking about how she didn't know how she was going to get her Christmas shopping, and that Charlotte gets her shopping for her and she hadn't been up yet, and she was all worried about having any shopping at all. My shopping was battered. It was fine. Just a couple of items need replacing, or I'll have to go and get them next week. But I just got stressed and I had to take my dog out for a walk, and it wasn't pleasant. It just wasn't a pleasant walk at all. I managed to get all the way around the field in the dark with the torch on, talking to my mother, and I don't want to keep doing that because that hurts my face. Talking to someone for an hour on the phone, you know, I've got neurological pain problems. I don't want to keep talking to my mum. I said to my mum, I said, someone thinks I'm a baby and I need somebody all the time, right? So when I came back from a walk, I just tried to calm myself down, but it was going on. This noise was going on till 11:30. Right, and eventually I went to bed. I don't even know what time it was. I must have just fallen asleep, and thank God I did, because the worst thing is to be sat there trying to go to sleep with a load of noise going off. So I got up late at night, and we're going to start the day and see what today brings. But it feels to me like it's being done on purpose. It does. And it's a game with them. A game. Who's next? I think that's what they're playing. So let's go into my tablet. I won't be answering any messages today because that makes it worse. And I'm not, no word of a lie, when I answer messages they get unbearable upstairs. I don't know what the connection is, but that's what happens. And these are people in Africa and America that have been texting me because I've checked the phone numbers. I'm trying to find out what the hell is going on here, you know. So this guy in America started texting me on TikTok, and they were talking like the people in Flirt Finder, and these guys are in different countries. So no wonder that I couldn't meet anybody if they were coming from Africa and the USA and Australia as well, because they keep going, hello beautiful. I know I'm not beautiful, I'm just a woman trying to get on with my life after a bad divorce, and just what the hell is this? It's some kind of punishment, is it? For what? I have never been to a foreign country. I haven't. I've been to Ireland, which is not really America or Japan or anywhere like that. I've never been so-called abroad in the hot sun. I don't think I'd want to go, to be honest. The conflict in this world and people coming back with things wrong with them, catching things, I wouldn't want to go. I'm quite happy in my own country. All these flight delays, queuing up for flights, I'm quite happy where I am. I'm not a greedy person either. I'm quite happy to sit here Christmas Day listening to some Christmas music, eating my Christmas lunch and being left alone, because that's the way I am. I'm not into all this loud overbearing crap. When I was younger and I had kids and a family, we wrapped up presents. The kids loved that, everything. That's why I'm not being harsh at Christmas. I'm not, you know what I mean? They're kids. They're stuck up in a flat. You know, it must be horrible, right? Because kids want to run around in a garden and scream, not stay inside a flat and keep screaming. So I'm trying to keep my cool. But it's really the housing problem, isn't it? Just get rid of people, stuff them anywhere and get the rent. And I tell you what, if they looked after the tenants and made sure the tenants were catered for properly, they wouldn't get problems in the first place. I'm telling you now, you probably all think I'm moaning and if you were sat here, right, and you heard the noise, and I mean, they're very clever, because when I have a visitor, the noise stops, right? But if you heard the noise at its height, and it's usually at bedtime, and between 12 and 2 in the morning as well sometimes, even when the kids aren't up there and he's on his own, like he's rattling through cupboards and banging with his feet, you would realise how horrible it is. Sorry, my tablet won't come on. Today, I am not going anywhere. I just really am a home person. I want to sit in my flat and just, watch the telly, listen to music, do what I usually do when I'm on my own, right? It is terribly worse when I start texting somebody, so we're going to see what it's like when I don't text anyone at all today. It has got worse since my son came down as well. That could be a bit of jealousy, you know, actually someone's speaking to me, because I'm usually stuck in my flat with no one, speaking to no one. I know I read that postcard out from my son yesterday, which I was grateful for. I do have other children. So far I haven't had anything from them. We are a close-knit family. I got divorced from my ex-husband many years ago now. It was a messy divorce. You know, I found myself isolated and on my own, but I managed to make it down to my parents when I got divorced and stayed with them. Things went wrong. Got my own flat, and that didn't work out. There was a mice problem. Before I moved into the flats, there was a mice problem at the old flats. A mice problem because they used to throw rubbish on the floor and it attracts mice. If you throw rubbish on the floor, you'll get a fox or a mouse coming to eat the rotten food. And it was just smothered with mice. And I had to move out of there because they were laying poison traps near my front door. And I had pets. And it actually said that there was rat poison in that box. And that could have, you know, my cats could have messed with that. So I just had to get out of there. I got out of here, got this place. And the first week it was wonderful. And then these guys moved in upstairs and started making my life a misery. I don't know who they are. I've never met them. I don't want to. I keep myself to myself. So I'm just looking to move out next year. I'm going to try really hard. I mean, what do? Do you stay where you are, where it's affecting not only your physical health, your mental health? Or do you move out like to somewhere smaller and try it out just to get away from it? It does affect your mental health, constant noise and inconsiderate neighbours. It makes you feel really ill. And for us people that are on our own, or we're elderly, or we've got health problems, and you've got a family living above you that doesn't give a fuck only about themselves, it can make your nerves fucking go on edge. I'm tired of being understanding to the point where I'm a fucking doormat and a mug. But it is Christmas. We'll see what happens after Christmas. I'm not being a Scrooge and a grump over Christmas. No, I should just laugh and sing and make music. But remember that some people put on a smiley face and pretend everything's rosy in the garden when it isn't. And it's not only me suffering with this problem. It's millions of people suffering with this. It's like a disease now. The more flats that are being built, it's a disease that's gonna, in the future, it's gonna be worse, because more and more of these flats are being built. These rat cages, luxury flats, families of 4 or 5. Yeah. Can you imagine? Well, if a family's got 5 kids, and then the gran comes to visit, can you imagine someone underneath with about 10 kids running up and down on their ceiling? They don't tell you that, do they? It's luxury flats. Wonderful flats. And somebody that's actually bought a 250,000 property, and you're stuck like me, like this, I don't know. I'm fortunate. And I'm actually that desperate now that I might even take a third floor flat somewhere at the top or something, like I was before. Right, so my tablet's finally come on. Have we got any notifications? It's worse when it's quiet and then you sat down, you're eating your dinner and no, I mean it's louder than that. It's thump. It's like Jabba the Hutt. Sorry, it's like Jabba the Hutt has crash landed. Sounds funny, but it's true. They must be so big. You can see the ceiling moving. Jabba the Hutt has landed. Have you seen Star Wars and Jabba the Hutt? It's bloody enormous with folds of fat. My goodness. I'm glad I've done most of my shopping because when the kids are off, shopping is horrible. It's horrible. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate kids. There are parents out there that are wonderful, responsible parents and they watch what their kids are doing, and then you get the other side of it where the parents are on drugs, they let their kids go anywhere and the kids are setting fires, electric scooters on the pavements, driving at the elderly, screaming, shouting, taking drugs themselves. It's horrible. For people like myself, the school holidays are horrible. Right, I have a load of notifications. Nothing remarkable there, just the usual scaremongering that goes on. So I'm underneath this flat. I went to see my mum before this started happening. My mum is an elderly lady with alopecia, so this has been going on for the past 3 years. I get people bending over showing their bum crack, people yelling yuck and my mum telling me why would I want to be her, stop pretending to be my mother. And now I've got probably a whole weekend of this entire loud bullshit, yuck, and thumping on my ceiling. So the only option is for me to get the hell out of here next year and go and find somewhere quieter and smaller to live. Hope everybody has a great day. See you later.